everyone, welcome to Amina Jimoh Show at the Amina Jimoh Foundation. I'll be reading you a true life story today from my inbox. A couple story to Itan Gidi, Labarin Junior Nagaskia, Akupandu Majid, real life stories. Are you ready? Why don't you grab some popcorn and some drink? Long distance marriage. Hello Hajia, I have been talking myself in and out of seeking counsel. I believe in marriage, but my spouse of 10 years now it's making me think otherwise. 1. We are in a long distance marriage. Him, Mombasa, and me, Nakuru. I believe they are Kenyans. 2. Our communication is pathetic because he believes I talk too much. And him, he loves to bask on issues that requires response almost immediately, and that aches me. Anytime I raise an issue that needs attention, he says nimiskia. I don't know what that is. We all need to look for the meaning of nimiskia. Like I stated, the story came from a Kenyan background, and that's the end of it. I would roam the world seeking a response. 3. He used to visit every 2 months, but recently, the last time he visited was May, and he came in just last weekend and will be here for 3 weeks. 4. I live in rental house, and since 2021, he had financial issues. I have been paying rent, but I feel like he's taking me for a ride on this issue and does not think of it at all, even when I expect him to have picked up from the 2021 thingy. He pays the kids school fees and will see something small for upkeep. Though never enough, I supplement the bigger share of my budget. 5. We have not had sex since he came, and it's really making us have arguments. On Monday, where I really wanted an explanation as to why his finances don't seem to be okay. During the argument, I asked why he's comfortable with not paying rent and expects me to be okay. I must have used harsh words, and I told him that if he cannot pay for his house, then he can't sleep with me, and he was okay with it. I suspect this guy is cheating, and that betrayal bites deep. I feel like he's become lazy and wants to enjoy his time in MSA and look penniless in my house. He borrows everything and we are now in debt. I am afraid I'm starting to detest him. He appears incapable of running this family. Another thing, during our argument, I requested him to tell me how much he earns, so that I could understand why we are straining, and he refused to. I asked him if he took a loan. He said yes. I asked the amount, and he couldn't bring himself to say how much. It's 5 days now, and he has refused to open up about the amount he took as a loan. I asked what he did with it, and he couldn't defend the borrowing with a reasonable answer. He says he took top up to feed us, and I don't understand what he's talking about because I foot most of the bills. Hajia, Ajay, I know I'm an alpha female, and I need to know how to operate around this guy. I'm quite assertive with all issues in my life, and I have this guard rails around me. I'm scared of character development in marriage. I'll go ahead and read you the feedback from my platform on Facebook at Amina Jimoh Show. His Royal Simon stated, just like the other one, my money and his money issues. Until you realize that you're one and have all monies together, you would never get out of money arguments. Rosie Lynn stated back to his Royal Simon, well said, but if the man can't plan his finances, it's going to be a big disaster. If he has a bigger pool of money, can only get worse in this case. Sam Gaktari Gitugo stately somewhere. The sooner you realize that, the better for you. Meg Play Salono Inzai stated, what has been displayed here are just symptoms of a big problem that should have been addressed 10 years ago. You can't be asking for his earnings in the 10th year. How? You really can't. This should have happened years immediately you got married. Openness to your finances, roles and responsibilities should be outlined out clearly in early days of marriage. How does a wife pay rent? Even if she earns more than the man, unless she insists she wants to do it willingly. Financial infidelity is worse than cheating. You don't know what your spouse earns. You don't know when they took a loan. You don't know what the loan was used for. Communication channels are very poor. Nil by mouth games should earn in early years of marriage. As you grow together, you should learn better ways of solving your issues. When one spouse decides to remain silent, that is sabotage and immaturity of highest level. I won't talk about long distance though. Marriage was meant for two people to stay together. Long distance works for very matured and understanding couple who can have a matured conversation and solve any issues, which has a happy ending. George Mukwabi stated, can't you let him go? Bree Haita stated, when you smell a rat, there's usually a rat. If he can't tell you how much he earns and how much the loan was and what he used it for, it's just a matter of time before an explosion occurs. Justin Detroit stated, both of them have major red flags. For the discerning listeners, why do I have an impression that the man is mentally down with the wife and uses distance as a cover-up, and the lady might not be sharing all of her alpha tales? Heard this scenario severally, and most self-proclaimed alpha males and females are hard people to live with, if not outright controlling and toxic to be around. If you have done couples counseling for a while, you would notice this case, and most have the same plot, same script. Steve Kyoko stated, both are too stubborn, headstrong, self-willed, and selfish. Though it's clear the first to drop the ball was the man. However, two wrongs don't make a right. Sadly, unless one seeks drastic divine intervention and strategy of heart change, the path ahead lies the ugly, inevitable. And Victoria Wambi stated, what puts you together seems like he already moved on and you are still stuck with him. He is used to you talking too much. What if you remain silent for the 3 weeks and even after he is gone? Things have fallen apart. There may still be hope, but only time will tell. Lisa Flower stated, you have already been character developed, mommy. Pick up your pieces and move on. Walter God stated, you need God. Faith FJ stated, if this is not what you signed up for, why stay separate first? Save yourself from bitterness. James Ver stated, does he even have an earning? Probably he is even afraid to tell you the truth. To an extent, he would rather sacrifice sex. Continue arguing with when you are not ready to listen. The man is good. I would have summarized my stay. If you must continue this way, I will encourage you to take a class on coping mechanism. Philip Nwas stated, well, there are certain things that need to be talked about, but first of all, I know it has worked for others, but it does not seem to be working for you. So either move on him or vice versa, a tough decision you have to make because one of you will have to change jobs. Sit down and talk together with the help of your best couple counselor or pastor. Sex has not taken place in a while, so the more reason there has been a challenge. So take time to do things that rekindles the flames. Go out to have activities, pray together, do lovely things together. So if you value this marriage, then this is the cost you both have to pay. Utanje Mwaka stated, I'm sorry, it will end in tears. Too many red flags, too much drama. This is finished. Move on. Maggie Baraka stated, don't ignore your instinct. JD Beloved stated, alone, single and you. Kunutia Samuel stated, the guy moved on long time ago. And she put a laughing emoji on it and she said, I bet. Jacinta Nwilu stated, I'm sorry, mommy, but I don't think you have a marriage. Stop blaming yourself. His silence is a gaslighting tactic to make you feel guilty. It takes two people to build a marriage. Catherine stated, problem starts with you saying you are alpha female. Nah, alpha female or not, you shouldn't have said that. On the finances, big dog, you two need to come to an agreement. Talk to a counselor and come to an agreement on disclosures of financial status. Lastly, how do you stay this long in a long distance marriage? Have you two looked at possibility of moving to join the other? Kindly put down your comment down below to tell this couple what they need to do. She needs your feedback on what you think about the whole case going on. For me, I believe there is a lot going on there and they need to seek family counsel. They need to sit down with someone who has to then ask them questions, find out what their interest is, find out what really they want to achieve in that marriage. You need to sit down with a counselor. You need to sit down with someone who can talk to the two of you because there's a lot going on here. But what I always tell people is one person cannot keep a marriage. What I see in here is a woman who is carrying the load, and at the end of the day, the resentment comes in. You cannot trade being together for anything. If you guys have said you loved each other, you need to make it work. All right? So the two of you need to sit down together. You need help. I don't think you can do it on your own. You need to seek counseling. And in order for the counselor to be able to help you, you need to really open up about what is it that all of you want. What is it that you want in your marriage? It's not all about love. This is a case of married but single. Someone is married but she feels like I'm just doing everything on my own anyway, so why am I here? And the husband not addressing some things too is a case of gaslighting. Of okay, if you're not gonna continue or carry on, we don't have to talk about it. And you saying he might be cheating because you said if he's not going to pay rent, then you cannot have sex with him. That shouldn't come in. There are other ways and better ways to deal with things. So we might need to talk more one-on-one about this because there's a lot of questions that I have. And I believe you need to seek counseling. So that's what I recommend for this case. Kindly put down your comment down below to tell her what she needs to do. And like I stated earlier on, do not forget to join me here on live on August 25th, where I would be having the Amina Jimoh Show Midnight Talk, where we would be talking about life issues. It will be 4 p.m. US and Canada time, Eastern time, and UK and Nigerian time, 9 p.m. Be sure to send in your topics. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll be seeing you on the next Amina Jimoh Show Have a good one and God bless you. Bye bye.